Mr. Hill, tell us what happened when you came here yesterday morning.
I didn't see or hear anything. I knocked at the door and still it was all quiet inside. But I knew that they must be up. It was past 8 o'clock, so I knocked again. I heard somebody say, "Come in." I was not sure, I'm not sure yet, but I opened this door, and there in that rocker sat Mrs. Wright.
What was she doing?
Well, she rocking back and forth. She had a prawn in her hand and kind of playing it.
How did she look?
Well, she looked queer.
What does she mean, queer?
Well, as if she didn't know what going to do next.
How did she seem to feel about your coming?
Why, I don't think she minded. She didn't pay much attention. Well, I was surprised. She didn't ask me to come to the stove, but she just sat there, not even looking at me. So I said, "I want to see John." And then she laughed. I thought of Harry and the team outside, so I said a little bit sharp, "Can I see John?" I said that, and then she said, "No." "Ain't he home?" says I. "Yes, he's home," she says. "Then why can't I see him?" I asked her out of patience. "Because he is dead." "Dead?" says I. She just nodded her head, not getting a bit excited, but rocking back and forth. Then I asked her where he is. She just pointed upstairs. And then I asked again, "What he died of?" "He died of rope round his neck." Well, I just went out and called Harry. I think I might need help. Then we went upstairs and there was his lying.
I think I'd rather have you go into that upstairs where you can point it all out. Just go on and the rest of the story.
Well, my first thought was to get that rope out. But Harry, he went up to him and he said, "He's dead, all right. We'd better not touch anything." So we went back downstairs. She was still sitting that same way. "Has anybody been notified?" I asked. "No," said she, unconcerned. "Who did this, Mrs. Wright?" said Harry. "I don't know," said she. "Wouldn't you sleep in the bed with him?" says Harry. "Yes, but I was on the inside," said she. "Somebody slipped a rope round his neck and strangled him and you didn't wake up," says Harry. "I didn't wake up," said she after him. Harry was going to ask her more questions, but I said we ought to let her tell her story to the coroner or to sheriff. And then he went fast as he could to the first place where there is a telephone.
Here's a nice mess.
Oh, her fur. It did freeze. She worried about that. It turned so cold. She said the fire would go out and her jar would break.
I guess before we're through, she may have something more serious than preserved to worry about.
Well, women are used to worrying over trifles.
And yet, for all the worries, what will we do without the ladies? Dirty towels. Not much of a housekeeper. What do you say, ladies?
There is a great deal of work to be done on a farm.
To be sure. And yet, I know there are some Dixon County farmhouses which do not have so much drawn towels.
Well, those towels get dirty awful quick. Men's hands are not always as clean as they might be.
Loyal to your sex, I see. But you and Mrs. Wright were neighbors. And I suppose you were friends too?
No, I have not seen much of her of late years, and I have not been in his house. It's more than a year, I think.
And when was that? You didn't like her?
No, I like her well enough. But farmer wife have their hands full, Mr. Henderson, and then
Yes?
it never seemed a cheerful place.
No, it's not cheerful. I shouldn't say she had the homemaking instinct.
Well, I don't know if Roy had either.
You mean that they didn't get on very well?
No, I don't mean anything, but I don't think a place being more cheerfuler if John's White being in it.
I like to talk more of that a little later. I want to get the lay of the things upstairs now.
I do have to have men coming around into my kitchen, snooping around and then criticizing.
Of course, it's no more than their duty.
But it's alright, but is it means to talk about her not having her things like out when she had come in such a hurry?
Well, I must go those things in front room closet. You coming with me, Miss Helen? You could help me carry this.
Web was closed. I think maybe that's why she keeps so much to herself. She didn't even belong to the ladies' aid. I suppose she feels she couldn't do her part. And when you don't enjoy things, it's when you feel selfish. She used to wear pretty clothes and be lively when she was Minnie Foster, one of the town girls that singing in the choir. But that was 30 years ago. Is all it was to take in?
She said she wanted an apron. Funny thing to know, for there isn't much to get you dirty in jail. Just know.
Mrs. Peters,
Yes, Mrs. Hale?
do you think she did it?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think she did it, asking for an apron and worrying about her food.
Mr. Peters says it looked bad for her. Mr. Henderson awful sarcastic in speech, and he'll make fun of her, saying she didn't wake up.
Well, I guess John White didn't wake up when they were sleeping that rope under his neck.
No, it's strange. It must have done awful crafty and still. They say it was funny to kill a man, writing it up all like that.
Well, that's just what Mr. Hale said. There was a gun in the house, and he says that what he can understand.
Mr. Henderson said coming out that what was needed for the case was a motive to show something, an anger or sudden feeling.
Well, I don't see any signs of anger around here. I'm also wondering how they are finding things upstairs. But you know, it seems kind of snaking, locking her up in the town, then coming here, and then we are trying to get her house to turn against her.
But Miss Child, the law is the law.
Mbak kita agak geser nggak?
Yang bisa.
Kamu dong.
Kok aku?
Ya, sudah.
Nah,
That's the review. And then Coba di, coba di.